Hello everybody and welcome to the final episode of Season 2 here in the Everton FC26 career mode. In this series it is my goal to turn Merseyside blue, bring Everton back on top of English football, as well as putting them on top of European football also. And today lads, we have a big chance to tick off at least one of those objectives, because with 5 games to go here in the Premier League season, Everton are 6 points clear at the top of the table. It's our league title to lose, and today hopefully we can wrap it up. We already won the League Cup this season, so we have a chance here to win a famous double and also to win Everton's first league title since 1987. It would be their 10th league title overall, their first ever in the Premier League, and a first, as I say, in 40 long years. There's a lot on the line here in this episode, but I'm very, very excited for it. So these are our remaining fixtures here for the rest of the season. The first game of the episode is going to be away at the London Stadium to take on 16th placed West Ham United. And then in May I should say, we have a couple of tough games, but a couple of favourable ones as well. Fulham away, I'd expect us to get 3 points there. Leicester at home, I'd expect us to beat. But 2 very tough games here towards the end of the season. Aston Villa and then Chelsea at home to wrap it up. But hopefully at that stage we may already have a league title won. I know Arsenal have Manchester United up next, and Manchester United are trying to get into the top 4 in this career mode, but let's have a look at the rest of Arsenal's fixtures and compare and see who has the toughest run-in for this league title race. Okay, for some reason the United and Arsenal fixture is not actually coming up here in the scores and fixtures section, but as you could probably see in the league table at the start of this video, they are playing United up next, and I think they're playing United at home, as far as I know. But they actually do have quite a tough run in Arsenal. After that game against Manchester United, they travel to Stamford Bridge to take on Chelsea, then they have a home game up against Liverpool, and then they should have a few more fixtures here as well. Of course, everyone plays 38 games. They have Brighton then at home in their second last game of the season, and their final game of the season is away to Aston Villa. So I would definitely say on paper, Arsenal have a much tougher run-in. But enough of the pleasantries, it's time to get into the first game of the episode, away from home against West Ham United. I'm not sure what the other feature game of this episode is going to be. It really does depend on both our results and Arsenal's results, but this game here at the London Stadium is going to be the first one, so let's hope we can get off to a positive start. And thankfully there's no bubbles here to kick off this game. Hopefully that's a good omen. Can we get off to a quick goal-scoring start here, though? Here's Kobbie Mainoo on his slightly weaker left foot. Forces a save from the keeper, but we are the team who create the first opportunity. It's Adam Wharton now back over to Kobbie Mainoo. He's looking very lively here in the opening 10 minutes or so. He's going to have another strike here, Mainoo, and he forces another save from the keeper. Bloody hell, Kobbie had his Weetabix this morning, I tell you that. And from the resulting corner, Barry will win the header, and it's a hat-trick of saves from Hermansen, I think that is, in the West Ham net. Oh my god, we could be 3-0 up here in the opening 10 minutes. Should have been 3-0 up is what I meant to say. Will anything happen from this corner? Cleared away. Adam Wharton out to Akliouche, who has scored a couple of big goals. More than a couple, he scored quite a few big goals in this series, I should say. But West Ham end up dealing with it. These are the types of games where you really do have to... I'm not going to say take these more seriously than the big games, but these could be the banana skins that you could slip on if you're not careful. Because West Ham are in here at Marshall. Jordan Pickford has to make a save at the other end, but that's what I mean. West Ham are not having a great season, but if we take them too lightly, they will take advantage of that. Kai Rooney now going on the run though. Doesn't really have much in front of him and he gets intercepted. West Ham win it back. Here's Marshall again, who just had a big chance which was saved by Jordan Pickford. Jacob Ryan with the good interception there. Could really do with this first goal just to calm a few nerves. But I feel like there's going to be a lot of cagey games here in this episode. But if we can get the opening goal here, it should put us to rest a little bit. Rooney's onside, and Rooney does score, and Everton take the lead here. Just over 20 minutes gone in this game. Kai Rooney with his 29th goal in his 34th Premier League appearance. He's played every game this season in the league, and that could be the biggest goal yet. Hermansen has had an absolute blinder in this game so far. but it was going to take something quite special to beat him. At least I thought it was. In the end, it ended up being a fairly ordinary finish, but still, I'll take it. But a good ball in by Barry, Rooney with the finish, and we take the lead here in the capital. I tell you what, the West Ham fans are motivating their team to get back into this. They are, of course, fighting to stay up here in the Premier League, and they've very nearly got an equaliser there. Great save again by Jordan Pickford, and Graham Potter, just like Ange Postecoglou, has managed to keep his job in this career mode, so fair play to him. Let's see what West Ham do from this corner here. Fernandes whips it in, but we head it away. Can we go on the counter-attack now with Yeremy Pino? Oh, it runs right into Max Kilman, and unfortunately, nothing comes of that counter. Oh, but I tell you what, West Ham, though, they might still get that equaliser. Pickford with the save. Oh, I thought that was going to be a penalty there for a second. Oh, my God. Heart in my mouth there. Heart in my mouth. It's end-to-end stuff at the moment. Rooney with a lovely back heel there to Akliouche. Back into Rooney. Tierno Barry. It's 2-0. Oh, my God. A bit of mayhem here. For the first time in a while, I'm going to say this. Never a dull moment. I may not be saying it for the same reasons as usual. Normally that happens when a game is like 5-4 in the 60th minute on this channel. But it was end-to-end stuff there. But we are thankfully the ones who do get the second goal of this game. We double our advantage. Rooney there plays the ball into Barry. Barry assisted him earlier. You scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. And it's 2-0 here. And we are stepping towards a huge 3 points here, which hopefully is going to lead to us winning a league title today. Can we get a third here right on the stroke of half-time? Pino on a good run, looking for Rooney. Cleared away by the West Ham defender. It might still be there for us. Do not blow that whistle. Okay, blow the whistle, ref. Never mind. Please blow it. Thank God. Okay, that's the last thing we needed, was West Ham getting one back here before the end of that half. But 2-0 up here, going into the second 45 minutes. And if we get a result here, I really do think that we have one hand on the trophy. Well, the bubbles are back out for this second half. But let's hope they don't interfere with play here. Honestly, I actually quite like the London Stadium in the game. In real life, I could kind of take or leave it. But in FIFA, or FC, whatever the hell you want to call it, it is quite, it's quite aesthetically pleasing. But these bubbles, honestly, for that reason alone, it's just such an infuriating stadium to play at. Oh, but I tell you what won't be infuriating is if we get this third goal here. Menu, Yeremy Pino has surely sealed this game for us. 3-0 here. I tell you what, he hasn't scored a lot this season. It's only his 5th Premier League goal in 33 appearances, but he has made a huge impact in terms of his creativity this season. But that is a massive goal for us here. Those travelling Toffees know it. It is getting closer and closer to Everton getting their 10th league title, first ever in the Premier League, and that surely seals victory here in this game up against the Hammers. Oh, but West Ham with a good ball in here. If they pull one back, it makes things a little bit more interesting, but I can't imagine that they will pull back this deficit, especially if we can get a fourth here. Good interception there, but we've played really well today. We haven't let the pressure get to us too much. Here's Juve now, though, for West Ham. Menu tracking back there. Another good interception. Come on, I really want this fourth goal. Adam Wharton now into Kai Rooney. Oh, Barry's in there. Can he play in Rooney again? Yes, he can. Kai Rooney, 4-0. Absolutely fantastic. Well, I tell you what, shout out to Jared HD, who's currently doing a West Ham career mode on his second channel. He got them into the top 4 in Season 1, but they're looking at a different type of 4 here, as we have put 4 past them today. Barry and Rooney linking up yet again. Brilliant finish there from the son of England, Manchester United, and Everton legend Wayne Rooney. I would consider him an Everton legend at the very least. His 30th goal of the season, our 4th today, and we have hammered the Hammers. Oh, good ball into Kyle Walker-Peters here on West Ham. Do pull one back. I wasn't expecting them to create anything there. That's why I went a little bit quiet. But their captain, Kyle Walker-Peters, has pulled one back. His first league goal of the season. But hopefully, at the very least, it's only going to be scamp consolation for them. But to be fair, it actually was quite a good finish. Nothing Pickford could do about it. West Ham on the attack again here, though. I'll tell you what, since they got that goal, they've looked a little bit more lively. It would be an improbable comeback, but hey, stranger things have happened in football. Well, they could be in again here, though. Simone! Oh my God! It's 4-2. Simeone. Well, maybe West Ham are on for an incredible comeback, because they've been playing a lot better since that goal went in, and that is a really good finish. Well, so much for hammering the Hammers. The scoreline is looking a lot more respectable right now. Joe Turrell not happy about that. And here they come again with Somerville. Oh, this could all go wrong. What an absolute bottle job this would be if they were to pull it back. If they score one here, I wouldn't put it past them getting a fourth. Thankfully we deal with it, but then we give it right back to them. Simeone again, Paqueta. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, it's 4-3. Oh, you have to be joking. You have got to be joking me. Well, I said never a dull moment earlier, and now I'm saying it here again, and I mean it a lot more, because West Ham, from 4-0 down, are one goal away from doing what Newcastle did to Arsenal back in the 10-11 season. This could be a disaster for us here if we're not careful. Here's Barry now, though, at the other end. Honestly, just try and keep it as far away from our goal as possible. Run it into that corner. We already have a superior goal difference to Arsenal, as far as I remember. So it's not a big deal that we've let these goals in. But can Alcaraz get a fifth here? He does. Okay, well, we escape a late scare there from West Ham. 5-3 is going to make it look like it was an incredibly close game. It really wasn't. We were absolutely dominating. We went 4-0 up with about 25 minutes to go, and then West Ham just kicked into another gear. Managed to bring it back to 4-3, but surely Alcaraz's goal here off the bench has sealed it. I mean, the game is literally going to finish as soon as it kicks off. It's a really good goal as well from the substitute. And we do manage to get the win here, but it was nowhere near as straightforward as it should have been. So the time has come for us to play Fulham here at Craven Cottage, but Arsenal still haven't actually played that game against Manchester United. So whilst we're 9 points clear at the moment, Arsenal do still have a game in hand. And you know what, lads? Fulham have not had the best season. They're down in 12th position, they've lost 14 games, we have a full strength team. I am going to quick sim this one. Again, I know people might say it's stupid to be quick simming games when we're this close to a title, but I do think there is a big enough gap, and as I mentioned, we have an easier run than Arsenal, so I feel a little bit comfortable doing this, a little bit more comfortable than I normally would. Okay, quick sim here at Craven Cottage. And we do get a 2-1 win. Akliouche getting the winner there in the 75th minute. Mainu got the opening goal of the game. Rodrigo Menez's equaliser was cancelled out. Oh, lads, the trophy is so close. I was going to say coming back to the Hill Dickinson Stadium. It'll be the first time, of course, that it would be at Everton's new stadium. But listen, I'm over-explaining this. We are very close to getting Everton's first Premier League title and first top-flight title in 40 years. We're getting closer and closer to sealing it. So Arsenal did win that game against Manchester United. I don't actually know what the score was, because for some reason when I go into scores and fixtures, that game just doesn't exist for some reason. But they are now on 82 points. So Arsenal can get a maximum of 94 points here, which means if we win the next game, because of our goal difference, it's basically as good as done. And you know what, lads? I felt comfortable simming against 12th place Fulham at Craven Cottage, so I'm even more comfortable simming against bottom of the table Leicester here at the Hill Dickinson Stadium. Now, I know some people might be saying, oh, why are you quick simming a game where you could potentially win the league? It still technically wouldn't be sealed here even if we did win. It just means with our goal difference, Arsenal would need a bloody miracle to win the league. I know we lost a simmed game against Swansea, who are bottom of the league in the last episode, but we did make a few changes in that game, which I'm not going to do here. So let's hope we can get the result here up against the 2016 Premier League champions. We do, but it was a very close game. Kai Rooney got what ended up being the winner. Daka did pull one back for Leicester in the end. Did Rooney get a hat-trick? Yes, he did. Oh my god, that player there, Shane Duffy, he is on loan from us. And he's just scored against us here in this game. In real life, he wouldn't be allowed to play against Everton, but he actually did get the opening goal here for Leicester in this game. But it didn't matter. Rooney's hat-trick did end up getting us the 3 points. Now let's have another look at the Premier League table. Right, my microphone has had a moment there, and over the last half an hour or so, it wasn't actually plugged in. So I had recorded the Aston Villa game at Villa Park, and I didn't bloody realise there was no audio. We actually lost the game 4-2, but as you can see here, it didn't matter. We have won the league title. One game left to spare. Arsenal, as you can see, on 88 points. They can only get a maximum of 91 points, which is still quite impressive for a team, even if you're not winning the league. But with 94 points, we are the Premier League champions, and we will be able to lift the title here in the last game of the season against Chelsea. A bit underwhelming in the sense of the fact that we didn't actually play a game to win the league. I haven't actually looked at Arsenal's results. Let's see here. They must have dropped points somewhere, because of course the maximum amount of points they were able to get was 94. Yeah, Liverpool beat them 3-2. So would you believe it, Liverpool have had a big hand in giving Everton the league title. Nice one, lads. How great is it to be coming into the final game of the season and not having to worry about the result? We take on Chelsea here at the Hill Dickinson Stadium. It's a very historic day here at this new ground, as Everton will be lifting the Premier League title here today. I made a couple of changes coming into this game. Esteban Lapal starts up front. Philogene starts on the left. Joaquin Says starts at left back. I kind of wanted to bring on some of the players who normally start off the bench to make sure they were there for when we're celebrating the title, that they're at the forefront of it. But let's hope we can finish off the season here by getting a good result up against the Rent Boys, and then we can get our hands on that Premier League title. Also, just to mention as well, when we did play Aston Villa at Villa Park, we lost by 4-2. It was Yeremy Pino. No, it wasn't Yeremy Pino. It was Akliouche and Thierno Barry who got the goals. But yeah, I did not realise my microphone was not connected. So yeah, my apologies for that. But as I say, it was a nothing game in the end, because Liverpool had beaten Arsenal, and that had sealed the Premier League title. Well, here's Joaquin Says now. Looking to play in Esteban Lapal, two players we've brought into the starting 11 today. And of course, lads, please do leave suggestions for who you'd like to see me sign in Season 3. I'll talk a little bit more about when that season's going to start and what my plans are for it after it's all said and done in this game. But I am very excited about it. But let's just say you'll have a little bit more time than normal to give suggestions, because there is going to be a little bit of a break from this career mode after this episode. And again, I'll explain more when it's all said and done. But I'd really like to get this opening goal here. Elewadi's making the run there. Good ball by Pino. Rooney's in the middle. Rooney does put it into the back of the net, and we take the lead here against Chelsea. Kai Rooney with his 34th goal in the Premier League. He is still chasing the Golden Boot. At least he was last time I checked. Barcola at Manchester United was level with him the last time that I looked at the standings, but that was a couple of games ago, so I need to remind myself to check the Golden Boot standings after this game. But Rooney gives the champions the lead here, and it's turning into a very, very positive day here at the Hill Dickinson Stadium. I mean, it was already positive, but you get what I mean. Good interception there by Adam Wharton, who, do you know what? I haven't loved in this career mode as he gives the ball away. I'm a little bit let down by him. I'm slightly tempted to use him in a swap deal to get somebody else, but maybe it's a bit too soon. Maybe I'd be pulling the trigger too soon. So let me know, lads. Oh, it's Jordan Pickford makes a really good save. Elliot Anderson was another player who was suggested, another player who I've never used before, and it was very close in terms of who we were going to sign. Do I use Wharton in a swap deal? Something tells me Anderson might be more suited to this team, but do let me know. Here's Rooney again here now down this right-hand side. What a season he has had. It would be great if he did win that Golden Boot. Of course, his dad won countless trophies in his career, but that individual honour of being the Premier League top goal scorer surprisingly is something he never did. Yet he's the all-time top goal scorer for Manchester United. It's incredible. But hopefully Kai Rooney will be able to do it here. And to be able to do it as part of a Premier League winning team as well makes it all the more special. But I would like a special scoreline here. Listen, I know the result doesn't really matter today, but I really want to win this game as comfortably as possible. Here's Esteban Lapal. Kai Rooney again. Good interception. And Chelsea now look to go on a counter-attack themselves. 1 minute of added time here. Yeremy Pino Looking to go on one last attack. Can he see Esteban Lapal over the top? He could, but it goes out for a throw-in. 1-0 up here at half-time. Look, again, I know the result isn't the most important thing, but there's a great vibe around the stadium today. The fans are looking forward to seeing the trophy getting lifted up by Jordan Pickford, so I'd really like to make the result something to remember as well. Chelsea look to get on the first attack here in the second half. They do. There'll be no clean sheet for Jordan Pickford today. Enzo Fernandez, with his 8th goal of the season, does get an equaliser here. Who's that managing Chelsea? I don't even recognise that manager, but anyways, he's gotten them an equaliser here, Fernandez. Look, again, in the grand scheme of things, it doesn't matter, but I want to end the season on a positive note. Oh, Chelsea could be in again here. Caicedo cuts it back to Fernandez again. Good interception by Jake O'Brien. Really don't want to lose this game. Again, I know the result doesn't mean a lot, but it would spoil the party a little bit if we didn't get the victory here. Great run by Pino Rooney again, and we are back in front. Kai Rooney with yet another goal. 35 goals this season. Surely he's won a golden boot. Barcola has had an amazing season, but has he scored 35? I just don't know if he'd have come in as clutch as Kai Rooney towards the end of the season. But a great run there by Yeremy Pino. Yet another assist for him. Rooney with the finish, and we are back in front here on this very historic day for Everton Football Club. Man who plays in Eric Bunham. Eric Bunham! Oh, the forgotten man is back. Well, Adam Wharton has been starting over this man a lot over the last few months or so. But Eric Bunham pops up with his 4th goal of the season, and that surely seals all 3 points here against Chelsea. Oh, Robinson plays in Barry. He'd love a goal here as well on the final day of the season, but Rooney would even love a hat-trick more, and he has gone and got it. 4-1 here. What a rout this has been. Kai Rooney with yet another hat-trick. 36 goals in 38 appearances. Absolutely fantastic from him. I know I keep saying it, lads. I really hope that is worthy of a golden boot, because, I mean, to do it in a Premier League title-winning season just makes it all the more special. Chelsea get things kicked off here again, but there's not long to go. We're already in stoppage time. Only a minute, less than that, left in this game. Come on, ref, blow it up. Blow it up. Listen, nobody's playing for anything anymore. You may as well just finish this game. Of course he's going to play on a bloody another 2 or 3 minutes, isn't he? Good interception there by Jake O'Brien. Clear it, lad. Clear it, Eluwadi. And that is that. A 4-1 victory here against Chelsea at the Hill Dickinson Stadium. I mean, the league was already wrapped up before it. I was going to say it seals a league title, but what it really does do is seal what has been an amazing season. A league and League Cup double for the Toffees, but for the first time in 40 years, Everton are English champions again. The 10th time overall. First time in the Premier League, and what a way to do it. 97 points, so irritatingly close to getting the 100 points and becoming Centurions, but we won't worry about that. As Roy Keane famously said, it doesn't tell you on the back of the medal how many points you won the league title by. As the players go up, and I was going to say collect their medals. I really hate how they don't have an animation or a cutscene where it actually gives you the medals. But that Premier League title looking lovely there with the blue and white ribbons. It was Howard Kendall who led Everton to their last league title with Kevin Ratcliffe as the captain. Now it's Joe Turl's Toffees with Jordan Pickford as the captain, who are Premier League champions 10 years after England's number 1 joined Everton. He lifts up the biggest trophy in English football, and Everton are on top yet again. I've said it time and time again in this series that the goal is for Everton to get back on top of English football and also to be on top of European football. But we can check off one of those objectives. Everton have won a Premier League, but there is so much more I want to achieve in this series, lads. The main goal, of course, is for Everton to become the first team from Merseyside to win the league, FA Cup and Champions League, all in the same season. But this, I think, I really think this is a massive step towards that. I really do. I never expected to have the league title won in Season 2. I didn't expect to qualify for the Champions League in Season 1. I really didn't. But it's a credit to how well this team has done. And Everton, once again, for the first time in 40 years, are champions of England. Oh, and I tell you what, not only did Kai Rooney win the Premier League Golden Boot, he won it pretty comfortably. 36 goals in 38 appearances. Victor Gyökeres and Bradley Barcola tied on second place with 29 goals each in the same amount of appearances as Kai Rooney. Thierry Barry with 23 and 35 as well. But I'm really, really happy that Kai has done the one thing his dad never did, and to do it for Everton in a Premier League title winning season makes it all the more special. And here we are now at the Player of the Season Awards, and I'm going to guarantee it's going to Kai Rooney. Eric Cantona announces the winner. And no, it's what? Victor Gyökeres? Victor, they came second. He didn't win the Golden Boot. Why? First of all, why am I even getting a cutscene for this? And how in the name of God has he won it? Oh, that is an absolute robbery. That is corruption at its finest. I am disgusted with that. That is Kai Rooney's trophy. I'll call the police because there's been a robbery. But listen, we'll ignore that absolute piece of garbage with Victor Gyökeres winning that trophy. The streets of Merseyside filled with Everton blue as the bus goes around the streets of Liverpool. But this time it's Everton who parade the trophies. A Premier League and League Cup win. Absolutely magnificent. I'm going to shut up now and let everybody enjoy the celebrations. But we'll wrap up this second season, lads, by having a look at the final Premier League table. We'll have a look at the other competitions as well, see who won what, and then we'll have a look at the squad statistics and talk about the plan going into season 3. But of course, we win the league title with 97 points, 105 goals scored, 6 points clear of Arsenal, who, to be fair, did make us sweat a few times. They beat us, of course, at the Emirates. I think it was 4-2 they ended up beating us by, so they did make it quite an interesting title race, but we were just that bit better than them this season. Liverpool then in third place, Man City in fourth, so these are the 4 teams that will be competing in the Champions League next season from the Premier League. Newcastle then in fifth will be playing in the Europa League. United in sixth are guaranteed at least Conference League because of course we won the League Cup, so the Conference League place from that would get passed down to Manchester United, but depending on if the FA Cup winners finish in the top 5, United might be playing in the Europa League. Chelsea then in 7th, Tottenham I should say, in 8th, Bournemouth in 9th and Villa in 10th. So yeah, I think a fairly standard looking top 10. I know in real life Everton probably wouldn't be competing for a Premier League title now, but in terms of this series, I think that's a fairly standard looking top 10. Let's see who got relegated. Southampton, Swansea and Leicester. Not really a major surprise. I mean, Swansea, to be fair, one of those 6 victories actually did come against us, but it didn't really mean anything for them in the end. Leeds stay up fairly comfortably. West Ham there on 40 points. Brighton, you'd expect a bit better from, but they do end up staying up. Forest there in 14th. Yeah, again, not really a major surprise here in the Premier League. I think Brighton are probably the most underperforming team when you consider how well they do in real life. But as I say, nothing overly shocking here. Let's have a look at the Community Shield. Who won that at the start of the season? Man City beat Liverpool by 1-0. In the FA Cup, Liverpool did win that by 2-0, so Manchester United will be in the Europa League next season and Chelsea will be in the Conference League. Not a great season for Arsenal, second in the league and then runners-up in the FA Cup. So they had a lot of great things to show for in terms of their individual performances this season for some of the players, but in terms of winning trophies, yeah, they came so close, but yet so far. In the League Cup, of course, we won that against Tottenham back in March. Everton's first trophy in over 30 years. And of course, it wasn't the only trophy we won this season, as we did go on to win the league title. Let's go over and see who won the Super Cup at the start of the season. Liverpool did beat Borussia Mönchengladbach by 4-2. In the Champions League, it was Barcelona beating Real Madrid in an El Clasico Champions League final. Congratulations to them. The Europa League was won by Fenerbahce, beating Bundesliga team Frankfurt by 2-1. And the Conference League final was won by Celtic. Oh, wow. Fair play to Celtic, beating Chelsea in the Conference League final. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of happy people looking at this screen right here. Of course, we did do a Celtic series last year in FC25, and a lot of my subscribers are Celtic fans. So listen, lads, you might have been disappointed that there's going to be no Celtic career mode in FC26, but hey, your team still managed to win a European trophy. And I really like the backdrop there with the green. I think that really suits the Celtic badge there as well. So that's quite cool to look at. But congratulations to Celtic winning another European trophy. And those of you who are eagle-eyed probably noticed that they won it on the 60-year anniversary of when Celtic won the European Cup back in 1967. So again, congratulations to Celtic. But now let's have a look here at the player stats. In terms of appearances, Jared Branthwaite and Kai Rooney both made 57 appearances, so they were ever present in the squad. Jordan Pickford, Eluwadi, Jake O'Brien with 56 appearances, Mainu and Pino with 55, Robinson, Akliouche, Barry and Eric Bunham all reaching 50 or more appearances as well. So we had quite a lot of players who were regulars in the team, shall we say, who I felt like I could rely on in basically every single game. In terms of the top goal scorers, Kai Rooney, I really hate how it counts the friendly matches as part of the competitive stats. That's really annoying, but I'm not going to lie, lads, I can't be arsed doing the math, so I'm just going to count them as well. But 54 goals and 18 assists in 57 appearances, 88 rated now at 21 years old. Listen, Everton fans might be disappointed that Wayne Rooney decided to leave them back in 2004 with his whole career ahead of them. But Kai Rooney here is very much committed to the cause, and I feel like there's going to be a lot more goals where those 54 came from. Tierno Barry then with 34 and 22, a very impressive season from the Frenchman as well. He's gone up to an 85 rating. Akliouche then with 16 and 12. He had a bit of a slow start to the season, Magnus, but I tell you what, once he got going, he was absolutely fantastic. So I'm very, very happy with his performance this season. Esteban Paul, backup striker, 10 goals and 7 assists in 29 games. I think that's pretty impressive. 9 and 9 there for Kobbie Mainoo, 8 and 20 for Yeremy Pino. Alcaraz then with 7 and 8. Colidio, I never actually learned how to say this guy's name properly. He got 7 and 6 in 19 appearances, not too shabby, although I do think I am going to sell him in the summer and bring in another backup striker. Eric Bunham with 4 and 2, Wharton with 3 and 5, O'Brien with 2 and 1, Shane Duffy there out on loan, got 2 Premier League goals, and one of them of course came against us, and then a couple of other players here chipping in as well. And of course then, assist wise, Barry was actually the one who got the most, Yeremy Pino with 20, Rooney with 18, so a lot of players chipping in there to set up their teammates. So lads, I'm looking at the squad here at the end of Season 2, and the starting 11 in particular. And to be honest with you, I don't think we need to make a massive amount of changes to it in Season 3. I think it's in a very, very healthy position. Rooney and Barry, both excellent up front. Mainoo's doing really well there as the attacking midfielder. Pino and Akliouche have been brilliant out wide. Adam Wharton, whilst I wasn't overly impressed with him for the 6 months or so that we had him, I'm willing to give him until at least January of next season. I think if we made a decision now, I'd be pulling the trigger a bit too soon. So I'm willing to give Wharton another chance here as we go into Season 3, until January at the very least. The back four is in a decent position. Jordan Pickford, I think, will definitely get another year out of before he starts declining. So the starting 11, I think, is in a good position. I think most of my energy is going to go into getting better backup options on the bench and for the reserves as well. I think for a striker, Esteban Paul is great, but Colidio, I think I'm going to sell, or Colidio, however you say his name. I won't need to remember how to say his name soon because he's going to be going on the transfer list. I'd like to get an 80 rated backup option on the bench because Paul, I think, will go up to that option, but because we have 2 strikers in our team, I want to have 2 very good backup options. So I think that's one area I'm definitely going to look at. Akliouche has done really well on that right hand side. Sariso's an okay backup, but I would like to bring in another left-footed player for that right hand side, just in case we ever need to take Akliouche out of the team for whatever reason. Pino and Philogene, I'm happy for the left hand side. Mainoo and Alcaraz, I'm happy for there. Wharton, as I say, will be staying for now. Eric Bunham is a good backup for him too. I'm happy with left back with Robinson and Says. Branthwaite, listen, fantastic player, but we definitely need to get another backup option for him. This guy here, Shakite, I want to say, the Mexican free agent that we signed. I'm probably going to cash in on him and bring in a better left-footed centre-back. I already have my eye on a couple of those. Jake O'Brien, I'm really happy with him, the starting 11. And Padu is a decent backup, but if there is an opportunity for us to get a better backup option, then I'll happily go for that. Definitely need to get another backup goalkeeper. We have had no luck with backup goalkeepers this season. Drakovski got absolutely annihilated in that FA Cup game against Brighton. And yeah, I think we'll probably have to go for someone who's about 80 rated as a backup option there as well. So as you can tell, lads, with the starting 11, I'm really not looking to make that many changes. But there is one change I wouldn't mind making, and that is here at the right back position. And let's just say I am tempted in season 3 to make my most controversial signing to date that I've ever made on the channel. Some of you might have worked it out. Let's just say there's a very high rated right back. He's definitely in the top 2 or 3 highest rated right backs in the game. And he is familiar with playing for a Merseyside team. Just not this one. He's had a bit of a falling out with his previous club. He kind of fancies a move back to the Premier League, and he was quite impressed with the Everton team that came up against him in the Champions League. Again, I'm not going to reveal his name, but I'm sure most of you have been able to figure out who that is. So do let me know, do I pull the trigger and make that very controversial signing, or do I look elsewhere? Please do let me know, because honestly, I want to get as much feedback from you guys as possible in terms of the changes and signings we're going to make to the team in this upcoming third season. But with all that said, lads, that is going to do it for this second season here in the Everton FC 26 career mode. And what a successful campaign it was. We ended Everton's 30-plus year trophy drought by winning the League Cup, and then we followed that up by winning their first league title in 40 long years. I'm really, really happy with the progress the team has made, and that leads me on to the update on when season 3 is going to be uploaded. So lads, to be honest, we are really ahead of schedule with this career mode. I fully expected season 1 to be maybe qualifying for the Europa League at best. Then I thought season 2 would be trying to get us into the Champions League. Season 3 then I expected us to push for the title, and season 4 was when I was aiming to really, really make a push for winning the treble. But we are a season at least ahead of schedule. So for that reason, I am going to take a little bit of a break from this career mode just to give the series a chance to breathe and just to give you guys a chance to catch up on it, and most importantly, to give you a chance to give me some feedback for players who you'd like to see me sign. So today, the day this is being uploaded, is the 12th of November, and the next episode, which will be the first episode of season 3, I'm actually going to upload on Sunday, the 23rd of November, and it's going to be an episode completely dedicated to the transfer window. I might include the Community Shield in it if, time is on my side, but I want to spend at least 95% of that episode focusing on transfers. So please do let me know down in the comments below who you'd like to see me sign. Do I go and make that very controversial signing? I'd really, really like to hear your feedback on that. As I've said a million times before, I don't focus on hyper-realism in my career modes. I like things to make sense, and I do actually think that signing makes sense in some ways. You might disagree, so please let me know, but I will give my explanation behind why I want to make that signing. Whether we make it or not, I will give my explanation behind it. I think that's only fair. But yeah, please do let me know, not only about that signing, but about other signings as well. But look, this will officially do it now for season 2 of this Everton career mode. Thank you all so much for tuning in. If you did enjoy it, please do hit that like button. Consider subscribing to the channel as well. We are on the road to 800 subscribers. I would love to hit that milestone before the end of this series. And I will talk to you all in a couple of weeks for the beginning of season 3. Have a good one and take care.